Alright, well, good morning, guys. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. We got a beautiful day outside. There's the old truck. We're sitting over here in a rest area just past Jackson, Tennessee. I just wasn't feeling it last night. Driving is late, you know. I gotta get back into the group to driving all night again. But look at this, like I was fairly up early in the morning. But I don't know what Spike's looking at. But we got to deliver over here to Siri, which I want to say is a drop and hook. Come on, Spike. But then the next pickup is, I want to say, probably a live load, and we got to pick that one up at like I think the time was like 3 o'clock, something like that. We'll find out. There he goes, pulling again. Stay over here. What are you so scared about? Come on, Spike. Come on. He's over here. He's not even going to the bathroom. He's cautious about something. He senses something. Tails between his legs. He's scared about something. Come here. So I pull on him and then he sits. Oh well. Maybe he doesn't have to go to the bathroom. I woke up a couple hours ago. Took him out. Trying to upload the video for yesterday. I fell asleep while I was editing. So, sorry guys. I didn't even finish the other video. I didn't make a second one. But didn't have time, I guess. Plus I was kind of tired. I just wanted to get editing and turn it off, but hell, I was dozing off while I was editing, and then I ended up falling asleep. So sorry for that, guys, but oh well. Can't always be perfect, right? Come on, Spike. I guess you're done. Kind of on the hotter side over here. It's like 80 some odd degrees. Ended up idling the truck all night. But it was just too damn hot. Yeah, he wants to get back in the truck. He's pulling me. And he don't usually pull me. But stay tuned, guys. We're about to hit the road. I'll answer you guys' questions here in a minute. Alright, so we're 87 miles from where we got to pick up. I just got some fuel. Hopefully it's not too loud. I got the window cracked because I'm smoking. Got the AC cranked because I'm hot as shit right now. It's 91 degrees outside. I just got done getting fuel. So I'm trying to cool my body back down. Cool the inside of this truck back down from sitting there not idling while I pump fuel. It's amazing how hot it gets inside just in that short little bit of time. I mean, it's bad. But figured I'd answer some questions while I'm sitting here driving. Papa Joe, I would love it if you could take like a video of that little museum over there. That would be badass. And then if you could even post it to the Facebook page, so that way everybody else can see it, that'd be awesome. If for some reason once you get the video, if you can't post it to that page, let me know. We'll find a way to. I'll have you email it to me or something like that, and we'll post it up on YouTube. But or if you have your own YouTube channel, let me know. Same thing with all my other subscribers. If you got your own YouTube channel, leave a comment in the comment box below. Let me know. You know, I will definitely check out your videos. But all right, to move on with these questions there, Papa Joe. He came up with some more. Said, let's see if I can remember here. Something about what made me get into this industry or begin to start trucking or something like that. To be dead honest, it was like a split instant decision. I got out of the Army. And I went back to the warehouse that I used to unload trucks at. Worked there for another year or so. Then I started doing security, which was a dead-end job. I mean, it was an experience, don't get me wrong, but it was a very boring job. But I started working truck gates. Worked at a couple different companies. Worked at night. Wait, no, sorry, I didn't work. Wait, did I work at night? Yeah, I think I worked at night. Out there at the Fontana Yard. I think I did, I'm not sure. But I know I worked at CRST. I worked some warehouses and stuff like that. But when I was sitting there at CRST one night, I was walking around in the rain, doing my yard check that I had to do, seeing people sitting in their trucks, running with a nice cold AC going, and just said, shit, I could be out of the rain and be in one of those things. Never dawned on me about, you know, the length of the drive and all that, because I always loved driving. So, I mean, that wasn't a big issue. My father was a truck driver. Hell, he just retired last year after, you know, 30 some odd years in the industry. Granted, most of his time was, or for the last, you know, 20 some odd years was all local work for the most part. But he used to do over the road and stuff. But it never dawned on me to become a truck driver. You know, so I mean, it was one of those split decisions. And it literally, that's what it was. You know, I sat there and told myself, you know, shit, I can be in one of those trucks and not be out here in the rain. Granted, I didn't think about the winter and the cold and the ice and the snow and and all that shit. You know, I was born and raised in California. The only snow we saw was when we got it once every couple of years in the mountains right there by us. Actually, well, every year it snowed up there, but we never went up to it all the time. So I never really drove in it until I started driving truck. But so needless to say, you know, I told that to myself. The next day, or the day after, something like that, my next day shift that I was running, because that time it was at night. The next time I was working during the day, I walked into the office over there, started talking to one of the recruiters over there, found out, you know, that all I had to do was fill out an application and they would run my license and all that, let me know. So obviously they came back and said, yeah, we can hire you, we can train you to get your license and all that kind of stuff. I said, cool. I set up an appointment to go to school for, you know, 2 weeks from that time frame. I turned in my 2 weeks notice to the security company that I was working for. Now, technically, I guess I could have been definitely a conflict of interest, really, because I'm doing security for one company and now I'm working for that company. So, I mean, but they never said anything about it, you know. So I started driving. Been loving it, doing it ever since. I did go local for, I was local for like a year, maybe. No, not even that. I think like 8 months, something like that. But it wasn't the same, you know. I love being over the road. It's like it's my vacation / job. To me, I don't really consider it a job. I guess you can kind of say it could be like a hobby, you know, because I love driving. It does get boring out here from time to time when you're traveling the same roads constantly over and over and over again. But, you know, other than that, you know, it's a wonderful job. I love it. Probably going to be in it for a while, you know. I mean, it's definitely something I can see myself doing probably until I retire. I don't know about staying over the road constantly. I might get off the road here pretty soon and find me something local to be home more. But that's all up in the air. We don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. The other question, I believe he asked how long I was driving, or how long have I been driving. Well, Bubba Joe, I got my license back in October of 2004. Was it October? I think it was October of 2004 when I got it. So say mid to late year of 04 is when I got my license. And been driving ever since, other than taking a 3-year break to let my license clear up because I was young and dumb and had a very heavy foot. And paid the price, we'll say. So I took a break, let my license clear up, and that was clearing up for about 2 years. And then that's when I started hauling cars for that one guy, which was a fun job in its own. You know, driving all kinds of different cars. Great, you don't drive them very far, but there was a couple times I took a couple Bentleys out for the weekend because I couldn't make my delivery or whatever. So we joyrided around in those a little bit. Technically, we weren't supposed to. You know, they usually keep track of the mileage. But since it was going to be handed off from me to another company before it actually reached its destination, they'd have to sit there and prove of which company actually did it. Now, granted, they're going to write down the mileage as soon as you drop it off, but, you know, nothing ever was said. But that's how long I've been driving. So, I mean, I got, pretty much, you could say I got almost 11 years in me. And then, I believe you said, what made me come tonight, or how long have I been with Knight, or something like that. So we'll just touch on both of those, just in case it was one of them. What made me come tonight? Honestly, I was looking for another company, and I just put in an application. They said they hired me, and I liked the stuff that they had to offer at that point in time. So I went to work for them. Then they fired me right when I was getting ready to transfer out to the Nashville yard where I'm at now. Which I had a bad look on them for firing me for the reason why they did. They fired me because I got a ticket for following too close. And I was going to fight the ticket, but, you know, I did the proper thing. You know, as soon as I got the ticket, I called my dispatch. I let them know. We finished the load that I was on. We delivered that over to Reno. And then we picked up another load that was coming back to the house because I was set up for home time anyways. So we came home. And then after being at home for a day, he called me back up and told me, you know, they had to let me go. Which kind of sucked. You know, so I had a bad mindset for Knight because of that. But they did say, you know, I could be hired back on within 90 days. So I was sitting there going, well, okay, so you're going to fire me for 3 months. What the fuck is the point? You know, you're still getting the CSA points because I still got the ticket while I was hired with you. You know, so I mean, it doesn't... I really don't understand it. It's not like I had a license full of tickets at that point in time. That was my only ticket that I had. But anyways, you know, that's when I got ready to move out to Kentucky and started with another company. Worked for them for 2 years and then came back tonight. Mainly thinking about, you know, I talked to a lot of their drivers for the owner-op and stuff like that. So of course I made that move. Now granted, lately I've been kind of contemplating on leaving. Still haven't really made up my mind yet whether or not I'm going to do it. Still working out numbers and stuff like that. But so to follow up with how long have I been working for Knight? When I got hired on with them back in like 2011, I want to say it was. I worked for them for, I want to say like right at like 5-6 months, maybe a little bit longer. And then of course now I've been back with them. Will be 2 years in October. So, you know, say pretty much right at like 2 years now I've been working for them. Still no doubts with them, you know, they're still a good company. They got their flaws just like every other company though, you know. Certain things they exceed on and certain things they fail on, you know. But that's how that is. And that's no matter what company you guys go to. So I mean, if you guys don't have your license yet, or if you just got your license and you know you're starting to get fed up with your company that you're at, you know, the easiest way to think about it is there's always truck driving jobs hiring. There's always a turnover rate at all the companies. You know, it's just how it is. Because, okay, this is my exit. The jobs for truck drivers are like a dime a dozen. You know, they're everywhere. They're always hiring. You know, so I mean, you never have to worry about, you know, losing your job as a driver and not being able to get hired on with another company. As long as it's, you know, you lost your job for something other than, you know, you got a DUI or, you know, had a really severe accident that was proven that it was your fault, stuff like that, you know, then you would have a problem. But if you don't have any major issues of why you got fired from a job or just even left, you know, you just turned in your truck. As long as you didn't abandon a truck. There's a lot of people that say, oh, well, you know, I don't like this company and I'm just going to quit and they can come get their damn truck and yada, yada, yada. I will be firsthand, that doesn't make sense. I will just tell you this. That is an extremely bad idea. Do not do it. Because that will go on your DAC report that you abandoned equipment. And if you do that, all I can say is good luck trying to find another job. Especially with a major company or some of these, you know, either whether it be a big company or even just a medium-sized company. If you find just an owner-operator somewhere to drive for, yeah, he's not going to pull your DAC record most likely. So you benefit. But if you try to go and get a job at, you know, another major carrier, ain't going to happen. Or if you do, you just got extremely lucky. But for the most part, you wouldn't find it. So your best bet is if you're going to leave, do kind of like what I did with Covenant. I've never abandoned a truck. I just know from hearing people's stories. So, I mean, when I left Covenant, like I said, I only worked for them for like 28 days, 30 days, something like that. It was only a month's time. Granted, they have in record that I worked for them for 2 months. 2 or 3 months, some shit like that, because I pulled my DAC record. And it showed on there that it was like 2 or 3 months that I worked for them. I was like, no, I only worked for you for a month. Unless I really lost track of time just sitting around on the East Coast, not doing anything. You know, I mean, shit. I might have lost track, but for my eyes, I think it was only a month that I worked for them. But, you know, I told them, hey, send me home, I'm done. You know, granted, you don't even, if you don't want the company to know that you're quitting, don't tell them you're quitting. You know, granted, 2 weeks notice is always the best thing to do. Is it necessary by law to do it? No. But you never want to burn your bridges. You know, so if you're quitting a company, like say if I was quitting Knight, right? Whether or not I was lease purchase or not, company driver, lease purchase, no matter what. You know, so far they've been treating me really good. I'm happy with Knight. You know, I won't say I don't see myself going anywhere else, but because, you know, I've already been checking out that other lease. But I don't want to burn my bridges just in case I want to come back. You know, I'm happy with the way they're doing things. I'm happy with the way they run things. So there again, you know, why burn a bridge if you don't have to? Put in your 2 weeks notice. Most trucking companies, if you put in a 2 weeks notice, they might only run you for a week and then send you back home because they already know you're quitting. So why force you? You know, just let you go. But like with Covenant, what I did is I told them, you know, send me home. So say like I was going on, I was losing my train of thought there. But say if you don't want a company to let you know that, or you don't want to let the company know that you want to quit. Say it's just a shitbag company. You know, you're just fed up with them. They won't. You've tried talking to them. They won't work with you. Whatever the reason is, you want to leave without them knowing. Your easiest way to do it is tell them, hey, send me home. Want to go home on home time. When you get home, clean out your truck. And don't leave trash in it and all that shit. Be respectful, no matter how bad the company treated you. Because that doesn't hurt the company. That hurts the next driver that's getting in the truck. So clean up after yourself. Clean the truck out. Pretty much you want to turn the truck in the same condition, if not better condition, than what you originally got it in. That way they can't try to charge you for nothing, for one thing, especially for the lease purchase guys. Company-wise, they might still try to charge you for damage. I don't know. I doubt it, but they might. You never know about a company. But at least that way, you clean out the truck and then take it to your closest terminal. And then, get a bus ride home, fly home, call a cab, have a buddy follow you down, whatever the case may be. Make sure you drop the keys off. Don't leave the keys in the truck. Don't leave your fuel cards or anything like that in the truck. What you need to do is park your truck on the yard, lock it up, so that way nobody can do any kind of damage to it, or anything like that. Lock it up. Go inside to the recruiter's desk or your dispatcher's desk or, anybody that's physically in the office. Hand them your keys, however many copies you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever. Hand them your keys. Hand them your ID card for the company if you have one. Hand them your fuel card. That way, you're clean and clear from anything from that company. You've done everything right. They cannot, say anything bad about you. Then, what you should do is have whoever you turn those keys into, along with your ID card and stuff like that. You can make it out. You can type out a pre-printed form, or handwrite a thing before you even get there, and just put on there, I John Doe, I'm turning in 3 keys that are keyed for truck number yada yada yada, which is this make, International ProStar or Volvo, whatever, I'm turning in my 3 Volvo keys for truck number yada yada yada, along with my company ID card and my fuel card. Truck is cleaned out and ready for the next driver, and have them sign it. That way they can, if they want to, they can physically go out there and look at the truck, make sure that it's nice and clean. You don't have to go through and fully detail out the truck, but just make sure the floor is clean, vacuum it up, whatever, sweep it out, just make sure there's no soda cups, especially piss bottles. That is the nastiest thing when you're getting into a new truck and the previous driver left a shit ton of piss bottles in the truck. That's just fucking nasty. It really is. But go in there and tell them that. Have them physically go out and look at your truck and sign that form for you. And once they sign that form, you are clean and clear. And make sure that, obviously give them a copy of it so they have a copy for their records. Make sure you keep the original. You don't want a photocopy, you want the physical original copy. And it would be best if you have them sign in a different color ink than you sign. That way they can't just say, oh, he forged my signature. And make sure you get their printed name, their signature, their company ID code or whatever it may be, their driver, or not the driver code, but if they got a certain dispatcher code or something like that, you want to make sure that you have that on there. So that, especially printed name and signature, that's the main thing you want. Signed and printed. That way you can read the signature, or if you can't read the signature, then you got the printed name on there. But like I said, that will release you from any kind of thing that they can do, especially if they go out there and look at the truck. They might just sign off on it, they might not. If they don't, tell them, hey, all you gotta do is just go out there and look for me, look at the truck, make sure it's clean. Because I don't want any repercussions later saying that I left this truck in a complete pigsty, that there was any major damage. And you can write that on the form. That, you're not talking about damage, you're only You're only showing on there that that the vehicle is physically clean, you know, not necessarily washed on the outside, because they can do that themselves. You just want to make sure the inside, your living area, is clean. You know, the main thing is, you know, there's no trash in the truck, and the floor's clean. You know, swept out, blown out with an air gun. You know, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying that you have to fully detail the truck. You don't have to armor all nothing or wipe down the dust off the dash. That's not a big deal. They will detail out the truck before the next driver gets there. At least they should. If they're a decent company, they should. Granted, there are some companies that they don't give a fuck. They just say, here you go, here's another keys for this other truck over here, go jump in it. That's your truck now. And there might be trash in there from the previous driver. You know, which 9 times out of 10 there is. But if you're leaving a company, especially if you're not trying to leave any kind of notice, you just want to leave, that is the best way to do it. You can tell them that you quit, you know, right then and there. You're already on home time, so they don't have to worry about dispatching you. Your truck's clean, you're clear, you know, all that shit. So, easy said and done like that. That is the best way. Granted, nobody's ever asked me about that before, but, you know, just me going from my experience. I've never left a truck completely trashed. I did leave a couple soda cups in there when I was going to turn in the truck. I didn't feel like grabbing them out. But whenever I've turned in a truck, I've always done that. I've grabbed my keys, I've grabbed my fuel card, my ID card, whatever I have that links me to that company, and turned them in. Granted, I've never had a list, you know, a form signed for them, because I was never worried about it. But honestly, I think it's a good idea to do it. But I've always left notice, you know, I've always given a company, you know, notice. Even with Covenant, I said I was done and sent me home. So they had the whole time that I was going home that I quit. Why the hell they kept me on board, you know, for another month or two, according to my DAC record, I don't know. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. They never called me afterwards to say, hey, when you coming back or anything, so. But they had record of the Qualcomm that I quit, because I cussed them out over the Qualcomm. So empty promises, you know. But I didn't have that much experience at the time. I mean, I had just a little bit over a year. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. But we're 62 miles from where we got to go now. That means we drove like 20-some miles. Thank you! Shit! I don't remember how many miles it was originally. I think it was like 89, 92, something like that. So this video has been kicking for a while, so we're going to let this one slide. And we will catch up with you guys in a little bit after we pick up this load. Stay with us. Alright guys, sorry about it took so long. As you can see, the sun's already damn near down, so the camera's probably going to get fairly dark here. But light myself a cigarette real quick. We dropped off our load. We then headed back 108 miles. Got live loaded at our next stop. And now we're heading down to, I know I'm gonna fuck up. Sorry about that, guys, I dropped you. My mic came unclipped. But give me a second here. We're going to Apalika, something like that, Alabama. Currently we're 289 miles away. Which is, according to the navigation, it's 5 hours and 14 minutes. But we're running like 68 miles an hour. We got 4.5 hours left to drive. So, I don't know how much farther we're going to push it. We obviously don't have enough time to really get there in a way, but we might make up sometime, because that was almost an hour difference before, and now it's 45 minutes. Oh no, yeah, 45 minutes. So we'll have to see how it plays out. We'll see. But I kind of wanted to stop by the Love's so I could clean up and take a shower and shave and all that, because I haven't shaved in a while. I'm starting to grow a beard and it's starting to itch. Need to shave again. Wife don't like a beard. She's okay with the goatee. If you notice, I've actually trimmed my goatee down. She kept complaining that it was getting too long, and so of course I trimmed it down. Make her happy. Like they say, happy wife, happy life. But been a little busy all day talking to other drivers and stuff like that about, you know, my possible switch over to Celadon. Talked to an owner operator that left night and actually that's there now working, and of course he said he has no complaints. He's also running teams, so it's a little bit different in his setup. Plus he's getting paid by the mile, not percentage, so that's a little bit different than the way I'd be running it. But talked to my buddy over there at Snyder. He's making a fucking killing over there. So I might even have to check out Snyder. But not sure yet. So we're gonna see. We're gonna give it a little bit of time. It's definitely nothing I'm gonna rush into, that's for sure. So we'll see how it plays out and see what it does. I'm gonna run these numbers by my parents and get their opinion and obviously get my wife's opinion and stuff like that, because you know it's gonna affect me and her both. So, and of course, just because I like to run stuff like this by my parents, get their idea, you know, their input. Granted, my parents were not big on the idea of me going owner op anyways. That was just me. Because my dad's got bad feelings about it, saying, oh, you won't make no money, yada, yada, yada. Well, I've got to prove to him that, yeah, you can make money, but, you know, granted, it might not be as much as, you know, it might be only just a little bit more than as a company driver. But yet, at least at that point in time, you'll have something to show for it later on. Granted, I've already kind of wasted a year on this truck if I do decide to switch, but which is going to come into play with getting opinions. But we'll see how it rolls. You know, we'll see from there. Right now, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to stop yet, because I'm not tired, not even a little bit. So we're going to just see how far we can push it, and then obviously once we get closer to that time frame, then see about where we might park, because it's already going to be a late night and parking is going to be scarce. So we'll have to play it by ear. Most likely we'll probably have to find a Walmart or something to park at, because most likely all the rest areas will be full and the truck stops will be full. But I might just stop right there at the, there's a Love's. We're on Highway 78 right now. I know there's a Love's real close to where Birmingham's at. So I might play it from there, but I'm supposed to have like a 5 o'clock in the morning appointment. And needless to say, we're not going to make that. Not unless we can get right there to the consignee, which we're going to Walmart, so we know we already can't sleep on their property. So if we can get somewhere within, you know, a mile or two difference, and then just line 5 over in the morning, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Technically, yes, that's against the law, but I don't know if they'll accept me any later. So we'll see how it rolls. But just stay tuned, guys, and we'll find out what happens. Alright, guys, I'm hoping I'm holding this light right. We're stopped. We're give me a second. We stopped at a Walmart to sleep tonight. We're 11 miles away from where we gotta deliver. We're in the same town, just on the other side of town. But we're gonna call it a night. So drive safe. Like, share, and subscribe. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, subscribe for daily vlogs. And if you like them that much, you know, share them, get more subscribers. Like I said, we're going to do a giveaway at 500 subscribers. We're a little bit over halfway there. Not much over halfway, but a little bit over halfway. So thanks for sharing, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow. I don't have that good of internet, plus I don't have enough time to sit up and edit my vlog tonight. So I'm going to do it tomorrow while they're unloading me in the morning. So it'll probably be up midday, so it's going to be one of those days. But I try to keep you guys updated as much as possible. So with that being said, good night, and we will see you tomorrow.